All right, guys. So it's been a while since I've recorded myself on this channel for project management. Been focusing on like my computer and things like that. This is just an overall view and I guess my opinion on why you should be in project management. So obviously in construction, that's the start of project management. That's where project management came from. And a lot of people may think it's like a white collar career, and it is to a certain extent, depending on which company you work for. But in this case, I work for a very traditional company and they're very old school. So I wear a bunch of different hats. So I'm not a project manager, I'm a project engineer, but I'm managing this whole project as a project manager. And the actual project manager over this job is the actual owner of the company, and he's like in his 60s, and I very rarely reach out to him. It's like once, I think the last time I had a meeting with him was like 2 months ago. So with that being said, this project is maintained and managed solely by me and the superintendent. Superintendent is running the field, project manager, project engineer in my case, is running the admin. And that the spread of work, and why I say we wear different hats, is because it's similar to like a construction manager or a field engineer. And in my case, wearing all those hats. So the reason why it takes a lot of different skills, because you could be really good at the computer. And when I got into project management, I didn't start off with a degree, came straight out of the field as a laborer. I wasn't as tech savvy as you would hope. And my literature and grammar wasn't nowhere near where it is now. So over the course of 3 years, going on my third year, being in project management, I definitely understand the scope of my work. I understand the beginning from the bidding process to finish and closing. My typing skills, my literature, my writing, Excel, Bluebeam, we use Primavera, design like SketchUp or AutoCAD. It's all excelled over the course of these few years. So it definitely takes a toll on your character and your personality of who you are. So if you're a very formal person, and when I say takes a toll, it might not be the best terminology, but it's definitely allowed me to fill in the gap with confidence. There's a lot of things you don't know, a lot of things you're not going to know. And if you stay consistent, eventually over time, you will be way better at this job. And if it's the career path you've taken, you'll excel over time. So a lot of people will say it takes 12 years, 10 years to excel and be really good at your job, which I believe there's truth in that. And a lot of people go to school for 4 years to get in this position just to start off where I started. And yeah, they'll have a big advantage because you're just more dialed in with the programs, you understand the scheduling, you understand management in general, and you're computer tech savvy. But outside of that, you don't get the experience. Now, for someone like me, I don't plan on being a project manager forever. The reason why is I want to go study, which I've been studying for my Class B. And that's a totally different topic. There's like a gray area with project management. And that's why I'm stating that in my specific position, we wear different hats. So I run safety meetings, I do scheduling, I'm in the field, I'm doing procurement, I'm doing administrative things like change orders, RFIs, progress payments. So if you're a project manager, all those words I said, you know exactly what it is. And for the people that are coming into project management, curious on how the day-to-day is, it varies. Every day is something new. And depending on how big your project is, depends on your scope of work. So from a bigger scale to a smaller scale, you're still going to be doing the same process, just at different levels. So if this was, let's say, a $30 million project, chances are I would have another project engineer or a project manager. Now, since this company is molding me into project management, and they're very high skilled, everyone in this company, as much as I have the title of a project engineer, I am being molded to be a project manager, and not just a regular project manager, like as efficient as possible. Now, with this efficiency, most people would think that you're going to just be struggling all day, you're not going to have time to relax, you can't take days off, you're going to be stressed out all the time, can't sleep at night. And there's truth to that, but if you become more tactical with your management skills, like you know where to find the information and you have everything filed, and if you see I have all these folders, it'll be a little bit easier. And it takes time and experience for you to get your own routine. Sure, you can be guided by somebody and practice their tactics, I guess you can say, management skills. But you're going to have to evolve into the way that best suits you. So currently I am working on 3 projects actually. So this project closing. We have another project starting. This one's in Hillcrest Country Club in LA by Beverly Hills. The next project's Carpinteria. And then we just won a bid in Channel Islands. So that's 3 projects I'm overseeing right now, start to finish. And it feels good knowing that when I first started, it was a $35 million project, but it wasn't just me, and I didn't know what I was doing. I was just being directed what to do. In this case, as project manager, you got to take ownership of what you do in your day-to-day task. You have to be self-efficient, and you have to know what to do. And you're not always going to know everything. There's always a more senior guy, like our superintendent on this project, that can kind of help guide you or remind you of what you need to do. But one of the biggest things that will trigger alarm in your head is your schedule. So if you really follow the schedule, you work closely with the superintendent, and if you don't understand the true scope of work, you ask the superintendent those questions because he's your partner. He's the one that truly knows the day-to-day, and the schedule is always going to change. Your CPM, critical path method, and just your overall job duration is always going to change. There's job delays, there's procurement issues, there's change orders, just unforeseen circumstances, right? T&M, you name it. So as long as you can get a grasp of the work, understand primarily what the scope of work is, as far as what the job is requiring, then everything falls into its place. So don't worry yourself too much about the long term or the end results. Focus on the day-to-day. Always have a daily task kind of record thing that you can see what you missed or if you accomplished all your tasks. And if you're ever ahead, like mentally you feel like you're ahead of what you need to do for the day, it doesn't hurt to start for the next day. So if you're focused on, if you didn't complete all your tasks, then it's going to fall onto the next day. And for me, one of the most critical things in project management is staying above the schedule, staying above and premeditating what's going to happen and what you need to do. You need to have materials on site when you start the next phase of work. You need to make sure you have all the proper documentation. Now, see, the superintendent runs the field, but as a project manager, you can delay the field. If you don't have the materials or if you don't have the appropriate change order, if you're not updating the budget, then there's going to be delays in the administrative, and the paper trail is going to have gaps, and that's going to be your fault. So overall, I know it's probably turned into a longer video than I intended, but I guess just from my last videos to now, it's in project management, it is a very good position to be in, but you're also very responsible and liable for a lot of things. And if you want to just be solely admin and just be on the computer, there's a project and a job for you. But in this specific job and what I do day to day, like I said in the beginning, we wear a lot of different hats. If you guys are interested in project management, I would like to introduce you guys into this career. It's something I chose, and it's a good path. People don't want to talk about numbers too much, but just to give you a little positivity and hope, you can look north of 200K to 300K if you're experienced, you're proficient, and you know what you're doing. And that's over the course of 5 to 12 to 20 years of experience, depending on the kind of work you do. Now, I'll leave that up to you. Eventually, I'll make more videos and get more into depth with these things. I'll take some bullet points and potentially offer more value to you guys, whoever's viewing this. But I hope you guys got some pointers on this video. Thank you.